to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Yeah, get your prime in, Kalle.
Yeah, baby. Another successful night of Misfits boxing, growing and growing and growing. What a night and what an atmosphere. And tag team boxing, first female Misfits champion, massive performance by Telford's own Jay Swingler. So yeah, and we had some great faces from the scene here, Dean the Great. So that it's such a fascinating space, Misfits, but it's just can't ignore it. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Back out in 5 weeks' time in New Orleans.
From Telford to New Orleans, who would have thought? In your opinion, did the tag team stuff work tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone could say it didn't work. It was hugely entertaining. That was the aspect of it. It worked safely, as safely as boxing can work, and thought the referee did a great job. A lot of this will always depend on the ref, because the ref's got to call those breaks very, very clearly. And a break should always be clear, but in this case, it must be a super clear break, and make sure that the opposing fighter is nowhere near that tag team switch. So yeah, that worked very well.
At about 6:30, the queue outside. Did you see it?
Yeah. I mean, I keep saying about these events, and I just hope we can do more of that or have more of that in traditional boxing. There was a queue. I don't know how many miles long. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. I mean, it was a sellout tonight, but the fact that they're queuing to get in. We actually had which isn't something that was a joke about, but we had a real security problem backstage where we had a mob rush the arena, so we had to close the arena, throw everyone out. Remind me of the Euro finals. On a bit of a smaller scale, but it was crazy. We had people trying to get through the back barriers and the back doors, and so they're hot tickets to the Misfits shows. And it was a smaller venue tonight, but still fantastic atmosphere. And when they're sold out, they're always whether it's the O2 with 20,000 people, or whether it's Telford with 3,000. It's just amazing. Great crowd in here tonight. Really top crowd.
Where can this go, Kalle?
Listen, it's a big space of entertainment in what's not your traditional boxing that you're used to. I think you're going to see more and more. Consistency in terms of the names that you see. A lot of the guys and girls who are on tonight, they've been on before, they'll be on again, so you start to get used to the whole sort of vibe of it, and like I've said before, traditionalists, which included my old man, you don't need to watch it, don't watch it, but give it a go. You might like it.
Would you say that boxers nowadays, I'm talking about traditional boxers, have got to focus on their social media? We know not everyone's going to be a superstar like these guys are, but we heard Jake Paul, Tommy Fury, reports of 750,000 pay-per-view buys last Sunday. Would you encourage your stable to get active on social media?
Well, I do, and some of them are very good, but ultimately, it's a different world. It's skilled boxers, but we've always known before the days of social media, it always translates into ticket sales and pay-per-view sales in traditional boxing, doesn't it? And there's many world champions who go unnoticed because they haven't got the personalities. So it's very difficult to say, focus on your social media, because a guy with personality will most likely in 2023 have a big social media following because he's outspoken, or he's a certain type of character. There's a lot of great fighters who are introverts who unfortunately don't make the money that they deserve to be making because that's the way they are. And that's something that over history, we talk about, of course, Muhammad Ali is maybe the greatest heavyweight of all time. A lot of people would say, but he was also one of the most outspoken. He would have been a social media superstar. He would have been in 2023. Bloody hell! But there's other great heavyweights. Evander Holyfield, for example. Yeah, who was who did it in 2 divisions, and was, for me, is up there in the top 10 of heavyweights of all time. But he wasn't quite as forthcoming as, let's say, the Tysons. Even Lennox was a bit more outspoken. Okay, Lennox also had a few different, let's say, feuds ongoing, but Holyfield went about it in a gentlemanlike manner. He's also. I promoted his last few fights, and he's also more introverted as well. I think his biggest fame is probably from the Tyson ear biting incident, which isn't fair because Evander is for me one of the best boxers ever to have laced their gloves, especially in the heavyweight division.
And talking about heavyweights, I didn't actually ask you on first day, what happened with Andy Ruiz Jr. and FILIP HRGOVIC, Kalle?
Well, we negotiated. We made them a multi-million-dollar offer, and we're told we're going to get a counter offer. That counter offer never came. Got to the day of the purse bids, and morning of the purse bid, we had our man in New York ready to go and put the bid in, and pulled out.
On the day of the bid?
On the day of the bid, yeah, on the day of the bid. But when we've had it, we had it last year with Michael Hunter, who actually went through with a bid and then got the contract, wouldn't sign the contract. So it's not a first, unfortunately. But we roll from there, and we're in discussions with the IBF what happens next, and that will be the next couple of days forthcoming because our man needs to fight, whether it's the interim title or whether he fights. Where he fights USYK.
I mean, obviously you're not involved in Fury USYK, but I mean we still haven't got an announcement yet.
I genuinely, for boxing, hope that fight happens. But
Do you think it will?
But if it doesn't happen, then it's got to be put right for Filip, for Hrgovic.
Do you think we will? We're in March now.
I'd be surprised if it does, but I don't know. I think that there's clearly valuations internally, whether it's on the USYK side or the Fury side or the promoter side, that someone's asking, well, let's put it this way, the X plus the Y doesn't equal the Z at the moment, does it?
No, same case for Tottenham today, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still enjoying last Sunday, though, so since beating Chelsea, actually, whatever happens this season doesn't really matter. We beat Chelsea, that's all that matters.
Nothing to boast about at the moment, the way we're playing. We're in relegation form.
I won't sing it to you again, that little tune, but I heard it being sung at Molineux today.
Thank you for your time, mate.
Thanks.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.